Over here, I did not put any spacers, as you can see, and there's going to be some binding issues. And the reason for that is because... What's going on, guys? Danny here from Cobra Racing. So in this video, we're actually going to complete the Super Slash that we've been building using all Cobra Racing parts, including this Cobra Racing carbon fiber chassis. If you guys haven't seen part 1 and part 2, make sure you check those out before you watch this video. But I'll try to make this as quick as possible. I mean, we'll fast forward where we need to fast forward just to make things go by a little bit faster. But just a quick recap, Cobra Racing carbon fiber chassis. We got the all Cobra Racing aluminum parts, so the Cobra Racing shock towers, the front and rear complete differential set. And by the way, these come preloaded with the helical, Cobra Racing helical differentials and gears. And then we have the 54-tooth center differential right over here, also Cobra Racing. And then we got the Cobra Racing center Dogbone drive shaft. Obviously, the arms, the knuckles, the rear axle carriers, it's all Cobra Racing. And then we have the CVD as well, which is also Cobra Racing. So with that being said, every part that we used on this build, I am going to drop the links in the description. So for those that are interested in buying anything that we've actually used, make sure you check the description. Now, let's get started. So the CVDs are in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the turnbuckles. So we're using the Cobra Racing chrome. Take a look. Turnbuckles. This is, by the way, for the full set for both the front and the rear. And we decided to go with the chrome. These come in multiple colors, but we decided to go with the chrome because the chrome, I think, gives you a nice contrast between the blue and then all the chrome that we have on the car. So this thing is going to look pretty nice once installed. So let's go ahead and do that. And by the way, the nice thing about these chrome turnbuckles is they also come with high quality stainless steel, you know, a full set of screws, as you can see right over here. So to install these turnbuckles, we're going to need a 2mm, this is the Cobra Racing tool. So let me just get the 2mm hex right over here. Boom, done. And look at that, guys. The turnbuckles are in my opinion, turnbuckles are really the most tedious part of this build because, you know, they're kind of finicky and, you know, they require some tuning and all that stuff. So in my opinion, that's for me personally, I feel like the turnbuckles are kind of a pain in the butt to install. But, you know, it's not that bad. But take a look how this thing came out. Look at that. This thing looks absolutely gorgeous. Everything is working right there. Look at the Bellcrank. No binding, no issues whatsoever. This thing looks just fantastic. Okay, so basically to speed up a little bit of time, I went ahead and added the bumper. As you can see, we put the tie bar right here. Again, as I mentioned in my previous videos, and this one included, I'm not tightening anything right now, and then we'll just do the adjustments later on. But take a look at how everything came out. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal. So we are going to put the wing mount over here with a wing. And then let's go ahead and put the front bumper really quick. So we're going to take the front tie rod. Again, this is not Cobra Racing. It's just a generic off-brand, you know, but I had it on hand. So, you know, why not? We can use it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the front just like this. If I can get it in. There we go. Just like that. And then we're going to take this front bumper, right? And this is going to basically sit on it just like that. And it looks like it's in, just like that. These things can be a little bit finicky, so it's kind of like, you know, you have to kind of like wiggle it through. And if you look, all the holes match up pretty nicely, just like that, right? So let's set this down and let's get some screws to screw it in. By the way, I am using the Traxxas Rustler front bumper because I want this to be like a, you know, a buggy rather than a short course. So I want that look. So for the front bumper, again, this is not Cobra Racing. This is a Traxxas OEM Rustler front bumper. So just an FYI. And the bumper's end. Take a look at that. This thing is looking fantastic. Let's go ahead and put the shocks. So this is basically what we're using, Cobra Racing big bore shocks. And guys, when I say big bore, I mean, this is basically every sense of the word. These are big bores. Take a look at that. And they look absolutely amazing. We got the two-tone, the blue, it's going to match the blue nice, and then the chrome, obviously, it's going to match the rest of the chrome that we have on this car. The tall ones go in the back, and the short ones go in the front. I already put oil in them to kind of speed things up. So what I'm using is, for the front, I'm using 50, and for the rear, I'm using 60. And that's, basically that's what I use. And it's a pretty nice balance, when I'm on the track. These shocks also come with spacers because, like I said, they are pretty big. So if you experience that you're going to have, if it looks like you're going to have some binding issues, you can use these spacers. And the best place to put the spacers is really on the bottom. The top generally does not need to put spacers unless, you have, certain parts on your car that would bind with this. But let's install it on this rig and then we'll see how it goes. I'll try to do it without the spacers to see if I need them or not. And if they install. If they don't, I mean, we'll just put the spacers, it's not a big deal. Zero binding, you guys. Nothing. This thing is absolutely amazing. Look at the colors. Let's go ahead and do the rest of the shocks. We're going to go ahead and speed up. Unless, of course, there's an issue that I need to tell you guys about. Then I'll stop and basically we'll go over it. Over here, I did not put any spacers, as you can see, and there's going to be some binding issues. And the reason for that is because these are actually real big bore shocks right here, as opposed to the Traxxas OEM big bore. These are actually much bigger. And then the second reason is we're using the Cobra Racing shock towers, and these shock towers are actually low profile. So if you look at the Traxxas OEM shock towers, you'll see that it has kind of a lip right over here that kind of protrudes out. With our shock towers, they're low profile, so they're pretty, clean, lines and all that stuff. So basically, long story short, if you install as is like this, you're going to have a little bit of binding between the turnbuckle and the shock. And the way to get around that is obviously to use spacers, and these shocks already come with the spacers. So let me show you really quick. So basically, it comes with the screws and the spacers and all that stuff. And most likely, we can get away with just putting a spacer on the bottom of the shock. We'll try that. I mean, if we need spacers on the top, we'll add one as well. But let's go ahead and add a spacer, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So let me go ahead and remove the screw over here. Make sure this is a 2.0, and it is. And let me just remove it, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to put it in the spacer. And take a look at this. This is now perfect. This looks amazing. So the shocks are in, as you can see. We put the spacers on the top, and they actually look pretty nice because they complement the rest of the chrome that's on the car. So it looks pretty dope. Okay, so we're almost done, you guys. Right now, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and add this 12 millimeter to 17 millimeter adapters because I want to put some big tires. Check out these tires, guys. Look at these tires. These things are humongous. These are 1/8 scale tires. They're 17 millimeters. So that's what we're going to be doing is we're going to be converting this from a 12 millimeter to a 17 millimeter. So let me just put this bearing in and I'll show you how that's done. So the 12 millimeter is in, and now what I want to do is I want to convert those 12 millimeters to 17 millimeters. So I want to be using these to convert so we can use the larger tires. So this is a nut that comes with it. This is basically what's going to secure the tire. So first step, this is super simple. If you look at this, it's actually a 12 millimeter on the inside, as you can see, and this basically just slips onto your 12 millimeter just like that. And the way you secure this into place is you use one of these internal nuts that basically holds it into place. Let me show you what I mean. So basically it looks like this, just like that, right? And then you just take this and you put it, I'm not sure if you can see that. You put it in just like this, actually. You put it in just like this. And then you're gonna, I believe this is a 3 millimeter. So we're gonna take a 3 millimeter hex. It actually does come with a tool. I just misplaced the tool. I'm not sure where, oh, there we go. So it does come with this tool right here. So you basically just take this and you spin. My hands is a little bit oily because I was handling the shock oil. So it's like slipping all over the place. So there you go. You tie in and that's it. You're done. Look at this. Now this will take a 17 millimeter. You take this huge tire and you basically just feed it into place. Look at that. This thing is going to look nuts. Let's, hold off on putting the tires. Let's go ahead and put everything else. So all the 17 millimeters. So I'll go ahead and do that for, for all of the sides. And it's in. This thing looks phenomenal. So last step before we actually mount the wing mount and the wing is we want to put this center brace back. This comes with the carbon fiber chassis, and this is going to basically hold everything pretty nicely. Now let's go ahead and put this wing mount. Take a look at this wing mount. This is actually not a Cobra Racing wing mount. This is a Losi 3.0 or a 4.0, I believe, wing mount. So at the moment, we don't have any wing mounts for this platform, but it's something that we're working on. But for the time being, we are going to use this Losi wing mount, and we're going to mount it right where these holes are, if you can see that. There's two holes right here. And the nice thing about this wing mount is it actually lines up perfectly. It's supposed to go this way, like that. And it does line up pretty nicely. So that's what we're going to do. So I had to take off the rear bumper because it was kind of in the way to put the wing mount. So this is the rear bumper, so I'm going to go ahead and put it back. We'll see how we're going to be able to do that because the space is a little bit tight. But so just putting the rear bumper back on and just screwing it. There we go. This thing is all done. Last step, we're going to take the wing mount and basically we're going to mount it just like this over here. And then obviously match up all the holes and all that stuff. And take a look at this beauty, guys. This thing looks absolutely amazing. I'll show you, a full view of how this looks. But before I do, let's go ahead and add these monstrous wheels that we got for these. Take a look. These are not Cobra Racing, by the way. They're, an off-brand, basically generic, but, they fit the bill, and I had them on hand as well. Just an FYI, we are working on our own version of, different tires and stuff, but those are just not ready yet. So I didn't want to wait. So, we're going to go ahead and install these on this build. So let's go ahead and put these on. So let me make sure it's all in. And then I'll get the nut. The nut does come with the adapters, the 12 millimeter, 17 millimeter adapters I told you about. So it comes with these nuts. Make sure that the Cobra Racing badge is facing out, just because why not? It looks nice, right? So we're going to put that in just like that. And then we're going to use the Cobra Racing 17 millimeter Hex Wrench right here, as you can see. It's Cobra Racing. Just makes things a lot easier, and basically just spins like butter. That's how I like it. So take a look at how this came out, guys. This thing looks absolutely amazing. Take a look at this. We got these enormous tires that are not Cobra Racing, by the way, but I already mentioned that. But this is basically everything you see on here is Cobra Racing, with the exception of the wing mount, and the tires, I believe, and that's it. So look at the carbon fiber chassis. I mean, everything went in so smooth. Now, if you look on the back, these tires are a little bit slanted that way. And the reason why is because you need to adjust, or we needed to adjust the turnbuckle, but I kind of like it like this. It looks pretty sweet. I already adjusted the front, so I made them straight, because before there was like a slop to them. So I did make them straight. Again, the way you do that is with the turnbuckle. You can expand them or contract them. Basically, you do it any way you like. And look at this. This is the front. We used the Rustler bumper because we wanted this to look like a buggy. And then for the rear, we did use the Traxxas OEM rear bumper. A lot of people that do backslashes, they don't use the bumper, they just use the tie bar. But I thought that the bumper would actually be a good idea, because if you back up into like a wall or something, you're not going to damage the wing. As I mentioned, every single part that we used on this build, with exception to the tires, the wing mount, and the wing, we basically used Cobra Racing parts. So for those that are interested in purchasing any of these parts, including the Cobra Racing carbon fiber chassis, I am going to drop the links in the description, so make sure you check those out when you have some time. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this in the future, don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.